All right, and welcome back to a special edition of Stardom Bed'em Fantasy Football Podcast, where gambling meets fantasy. I'm your host, Brendan Shelly, and with my man, Dan Ambrose. Dan, what's going on?
I didn't understand that this was a special edition, so I'm excited to know what the special edition part is.
It is. The special edition is we were talking about real live prop bets you can make on your actual sports betting apps today. So this is going to be some live action betting. You can actually place these bets. This isn't speculative. We made those other long season bets that where you're not going to see any results till those numbers are hit. We hope you followed us on them. If you didn't, I don't know. We'll see at the end of the season who's happier.
So every episode after this is special edition.
Every episode.
That's good.
When I'm talking with you, Dan, it's special. All right.
I understand that part of that. I just didn't know.
Let's make it weird.
Why
here.
this one?
Let's make it weird for the listeners.
Yeah, I get it.
This is our first ever one talking about NFL regular season games. This is pretty official. It's pretty big news.
Yes, it is.
And speaking of big news, there's some massive news in the NFL. You might have listened to our last podcast. It came out a little late, but it's loaded with good content. One of the things we talked about was Micah Parsons just sprawled out on a trainer bench and how comical this whole situation was. Well, it got worse. Jerry Jones sent him away. So Micah Parsons now is a Green Bay Packer. The Cowboys netted 2 first-round picks and a solid, previously all-pro defensive tackle. Dan, give me your thoughts on this. I want to hear everything you can on this. This is unbelievable. Big news.
Yeah, I don't blame Jerry Jones at all for doing it. I don't think there is a defensive player in the NFL that you would pay that amount of money to, that it makes business sense to do that in. And if you can get 2 first-round draft picks, go for it. Why not? Spend your money elsewhere. It was no different than when Mac got traded. Everyone shit on Gruden, right? And it didn't matter. Mac, they won 4 games, I think, the year before. So the Cowboys are going to win the same amount of games with or without Parsons this year. Now, I do think it's important to know
No, I disagree with that one.
Parsons not winning you any games. How is he winning you a game? Playing defense on one side of the field?
Yes, and you know what? The offensive coordinators are going to scheme to kind of isolate Parsons on that one side of the field. So it changes the whole game plan of every offensive coach.
We'll never know, but I'm from past history, right? Like the Mac trade didn't do any good to anybody, right?
Yeah,
and everybody.
I'm with you on that.
Mac played out of his mind for the first 3 or 4 games, and everyone's like, "Oh, Gruden's an idiot," and then nothing, right? Mac's a great player. It doesn't move the needle at all for the team. And there's
you got to think
defensive players. Like you get 2 draft picks, right? So you just build on that over a year, and you don't have to worry about paying $180 million salary.
That's a great outlook, and I'm happy to hear you're looking at it like that. And I hope Cowboy fans, you see it in the same light as Dan. I don't. I think players like Micah Parsons are game changers. If there's any validity to this back problem, here's my conspiracy theory. You want to put on your little tinfoil hats. This isn't all speculative, by the way, but I really feel the NFL is slightly embarrassed by all these guys with contract issues that suddenly get hamstring problems or back problems and end up on trainers' tables during the middle of games. They need to have a look where, hey, you know what? This guy was injured. Green Bay training staff and medical staff and the Cowboy medical staff suddenly came out and said, oh, he's got this problem between his L4 and L5 vertebrae. Might be legit. It very well could be, but it could be just something minor that they're making it sound larger because that covers up that basically players have all the power right now. If you don't want to play, you just say you're injured.
Let me ask you this. So Parsons makes all pro, right? Last 3 years, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't make that, if he doesn't make that 3 out of the next 4 years, then Jerry wins, right? Because he didn't have to pay him and he didn't get the performance that he had already gotten at a much less payment.
Look, I hear what you're saying, but no, I disagree. I think you can't find premier edge rushers at age 26. So the investment for Green Bay, who's obviously they think they're in a win now situation. They got a very good young quarterback. They got a lot of fun toys there, but their defense always kind of shits the bed when it's time to go. And Love obviously didn't play well down the stretch last year. So I don't know, they're investing. I see your logic. I don't hate it for Dallas too, but at the same time, I think Green Bay came out better on this one.
2 different scenarios, right? Like you just kind of alluded to it. Green Bay, I think it's great for Green Bay too, because they're trying to win a Super Bowl. Dallas is not even close to that. They're trying to get to the playoffs, right? That's 2 different mindsets. So you're probably 2 years away from maybe Dallas even having a shot at the playoffs, and so you were gonna pay Parsons all that money the next 2 years when you weren't gonna make the
Mhm.
playoffs? It's no reason.
Maybe there's just a realization of the Cowboy fans that you need to recognize that you are in rebuild mode now. No matter what you did, this officially puts you in rebuild mode. I know
Yeah,
you paid Prescott a lot of money. I know you paid CD Lamb a lot of money. They're going to be there during this shitty rebuild, but I mean, you got an exciting offense. You still bring in guys like George Pickens, give Jake
you just
Ferguson
hired a
more money.
no-name coach.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point too.
I
That's
mean,
a good
yeah,
point.
there's, like it is a
Well,
disaster
Jerry
down there,
Jones
right?
wants a crony. He wants a crony. He wants
Oh,
somebody
I
that's going to
watched
do
the
what he says.
documentary. I
So
watched it. I know how that
I
rolls.
didn't. I didn't
It's
watch it.
really
I
good,
did not
actually.
watch it.
It's really,
Is
really
it?
good. Yeah, it's fantastic. Like, almost better than, I love The Last Dance, and it's right up there.
Love the list. No, dude.
I'm telling you, it
Oh,
is. It's really, really good. I mean, the opening scene goes George W. Bush to Deion Sanders to Skip Bayless. Like, it's just like, oh my
oh,
goodness,
it's
just a
America.
cast
Yeah.
of characters in this thing. It's awesome.
Cast characters is the right way to put it. America. Yeah,
Right.
that's pretty hilarious. I, for one, don't think anything will ever top The Last Dance. Just because of the situation. Everybody was waiting for that every time. And that was one of the coolest experiences. It's all we had during COVID. I'm not gonna lie.
No, for
That
sure.
and walks. I mean, it's kind of it. And delivery booze. We talked a little bit about, like, my conspiracy theory with Micah Parsons, but there's also another guy that's suddenly miraculously healed. He has a contract issue. I mean, hamstring issue. His name's Shawan Jennings. He's disgruntled. He's back at practice. They didn't pay him. We talked about him in the last episode. They need him in San Francisco. Their wide receiver position is extremely desolate right now. I don't know. Hopefully he didn't miss a step. This is kind of his first go around at the beginning of the season. So we'll see how this goes. More NFL news, very small news. This is always fun to do. The official depth charts released by the teams. And the first one that everybody's losing their minds over is obviously Bill Krosky-Merritt. We talked a lot about Bill in the last episode. I said, I don't understand the hype. I like it. It's fun. He's got a lot of explosion. He looked great in the preseason. Great story. But you got guys that like Austin Eckler. And Austin Eckler is your proven third down back. He's also he's going to steal touchdowns. He's going to just do what he does. And he's going to be, I would invest in him from a fantasy standpoint and probably from a prop betting standpoint because he's probably going to be undervalued. What are your thoughts on this?
Not much to say about that. I did see something about your boy from the Jets that got cut. That they were saying
Malachi
that
Corley. He went to the Browns. I saw that.
but they were saying that was a terrible release by the Jets. Like no reason for it, especially how he was playing in the preseason. So
yeah, I thought he looked good. I don't
Yeah.
know. Malachi Corley, we're talking about. This was one of my up and coming guys that I was excited to see kind of connect there with Justin Fields and hopefully do. Justin Fields, we all know he's going to scramble and he's going to look to check it down. Guys like Malachi Corley signed with the Browns. I mean, we'll see. The Browns are probably releasing that press releases, Dan, saying that, hey, what a dumb release that was. It's probably the Browns PR office. But that's good to know and not make me sound as crazy. I thought he had a lot of talent. He was just a raw product, and they got to work with him. Then Gabe Davis back with the Bills. He has that good connection with Josh Allen. Jury's out on who's going to be the wide receiver one there. A lot of hype for Keon Coleman. I don't know if I'm buying it completely, only because I think I've read a couple places Josh Palmer is going to be the guy there too. But Keon Coleman seems to be the main man. Gabe Davis coming in. Nice depth piece. I don't think he's going to demand targets, but he does have that previous relationship with Allen, and we know what previous relationships do to guys that we want to succeed, like Keon Coleman. Case in point is Dalton Kincaid. Everybody's rooting for him to succeed, but Dawson Knox is out there. Dawson Knox loves to wink at Josh Allen. Josh Allen, hey, I see you. I got you. And then Dalton Kincaid owner's like, what the fuck, dudes? Yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at. So we'll see how this goes. Gabe Davis back with the Bills. Good for the Bills. No other real NFL updates. Massive one, obviously, with the Parsons news. I hope you enjoyed the banter. And that's kind of it. I wanted to get into some of our first.
I got one thing.
Please.
So
Yes.
we're going to look at the 2026 draft, right? Are there teams that maybe wish, I'm not saying that teams tank, right? But let's look at the Saints. I mean, that's a disaster down there when it comes to their quarterback. And we know that there's a connection to the Manning family with the Saints. And I am just wondering, after what we saw on Saturday, if there's some nervous people like, maybe this wasn't the best choice. Maybe we should have been a little more aggressive with the quarterback situation because Arch not looking so hot whenever he had to play against a pretty talented team.
You know, it's funny. I watched the first couple drives. I wasn't impressed.
Mhm.
Actually, the first drive, his first throw, and that, I know, trust me, I know it's a super small sample size, but that was the first experience I've had of really watching him this season. I watched him last season. He rolls out, looks at his wide receiver, who's open about 12 yards down the
I know what
field
you're
on
gonna
a
say. Yep.
cross route,
Yep.
threw it about 7 yards in front of him, just
Yeah.
straight to the ground. It looked like Donovan McNabb at his head.
Looked like he was skipping rocks across the water is what he was trying to do. And it was like that a couple times, right? He did get much better, I think, towards the end of the game.
More
And I
comfortable.
really thought Texas was probably the better team there at the end. I think he's going to be fine. I just wonder, like, if this doesn't pan out so well for him at Texas.
Oh, I'd stay one more year then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he has to.
Yeah, he's got to. He's got to do that. Everything I'm reading anyway said that he was staying till the 27 season. A lot of people are trying to buy all into the 27 draft. So for my dynasty folks out there, the 2027 draft seems to be the stack class. We had a couple of those the last few years. Last year was not as strong, I think. But yeah, so I'm not too nervous. Are you nervous about him?
No, I think Texas is going to be in the talks for a national championship, and I don't know if he'll win Heisman or be in that talk, but I think he'll be fine.
I think unfortunately he'll be in that talk no matter what. That's just the way the politics of the NCAA.
I don't know if he'll be in the top 5 invited to New York, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, no, that's a good point. But I bet you he'll get the hype the whole season because college football needs that.
He was the leader for best odds before the season started for Heisman. No, he went from, like, I think 6-1 to 16-1 after one game. I actually don't hate it as 16-1.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. It's pretty good value.
Because if he runs the table, he's going to be right up there.
You're smart with that stuff too. For folks, just a little bit about Dan. He purchased sports memorabilia, and he usually waits for like a bad week for these people, and then he scoops up things. And I think that's a pretty good. That bet is kind of like buying one of those helmets you have. That's awesome. The sharp bet. I'm probably going to actually look into that. Actually, going down the road of bets, I want to talk about some of the bets and see where you're at, Dan. Thursday night football, Friday night football. Those are the two we're going to focus on. We're going to do another recording Friday night. Or at least Friday sometime during the day so we don't miss the game. And we'll have weekend props as well so you guys can follow us on that. But this is what I'm seeing. We're looking at Dallas, Philly. And mind you, right out the gate, not every bet is up right now. It's a little early. It's currently Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Vegas time. So value bets, this is ones that I like. And this is only because I feel like you cannot pass up the value. And two of them, here's the first one I like is Javonte Williams, over 2.5 receptions at +1. The reason Javonte Williams may or may not be the starting running back in Dallas, nobody knows. On paper, Javonte Williams, they put a little bit of money into him. He's the highest paid running back they have. He's not a great runner. At least he wasn't last year, unless something miraculously happened over the offseason and whatever bad mojo he had is gone. That was in Denver. Maybe he's fully healed from those injuries, but he was a reception monster. The guy had, I think, 56 catches last year. I should probably Google. He had 52 catches. How many did I say? 56?
I don't know. Yeah. So you said 50 something.
That was close enough. Should have just stuck with my 56 and rolled with it. People like, dude, you're wrong.
Good interaction.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. You get them talking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get the algorithm going.
Thanks for listening. Javonte Williams coming off a 52 catch season. Obviously, he was Bo Nix's safety net. Cowboys, we'll see what happens, but I think to get Prescott like kind of in game mode and getting the ball out quick and starting to connect early, they're probably going to check down a lot. I can see Jake Ferguson acting up in the middle. They'll take a deep shot to CeeDee Lamb here and there, but overall, you're going to have guys like Javonte Williams and Jake Ferguson making plays out of the backfield and short yards. So I really like those odds over 2.5 catches. So all you need to do is bet that Javonte Williams can have 3 catches, and it's at +120 odds, which means that if you bet $10 on this bet, you will win $12. So the value's there. Dan, what's your thoughts on Javonte?
You saying last year he had 52 catches, right? So you're looking at 3 catches a game. Good number.
Yeah, I think it's too good to pass up. I'm not going to go heavy on it, but I can see one unit on this. It makes sense. Explain a unit.
Before I get into that, I'm just going to say this is that I don't know what to expect out of Dallas this year. Like that's going to be this is going to be a very interesting first hour of the game just to see like what this new coaching staff and everything's going to do.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. We don't even know who their starting running back is. Is it Jadon Blue? Is it Javonte Williams? What is going on back there? I mean, and then all of a sudden you got Miles Sanders. There's a lot of goofy people back there that we have no idea who's going to be the true one back.
So going into the unit, when a player says that they're betting one unit, it doesn't mean a specific number, like it's across the board. It's whatever you identify a unit being. whether that's $10, $100, or $10,000. It's kind of your call on what your unit size is. You do hear that a lot, especially when it comes to sports betting. Oh, I bet 2 units, or this is a 5-unit play. Essentially, whatever your unit number is, take it times whatever that amount is.
Exactly. And he got to say unit size a few times. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Yes. It's the child of me. I'm sorry. I'll probably edit that out.
No, you can put that in there. Why not?
Yeah. Inside Brendan's mind. Poor bastards. The other value bet I like, and this is just even money. Even money means that it's going to be plus 100. So you bet $5, you make $5. Jake Elliott, my beloved Eagles kicker, who kind of tailed off last season statistically and accuracy-wise. They got him at over 7.5 points on the game. That means total points at plus 100. And to me, that just screams trap or easy bet. For me, I'm going to hit it. I think this one I might do a little bit more than the Javonte one. I feel more comfortable with it, only because you're investing in the Eagles and their field positions, and obviously they go for it a lot on fourth down, but they're going to take a field goal if they need a field goal. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's good because the spread right now is around 8.5. And the over-under is at 47.5. So essentially the sports books are saying it's going to be 27-19. So how do you get to 27? You scored 3 touchdowns and kicked 2 field goals, right? So there's 9 points right there. And I think that the over on that's a pretty good play.
All right. So that's perfect. And then my non-value bets, I like Jahan Dotson this season. I think he's going to be sneaky there in a good way. He's not going to be fantasy dependent. I wouldn't go after him in your leagues, but for betting purposes, he's going to be undervalued by the books until he can show that he's consistent. But if you watch the last probably 7 or 8 games last season, he was getting more and more indoctrinated in the Eagles playbook. And then finally during the playoffs, he looked pretty good, and they had a lot of scripted plays for him. I counted 4 total during the playoffs, but overall he averaged 1.9 targets by the end of last season, which is pretty good. It's coming back to his best statistics with Washington. He averaged, if you're throwing the ball to him 2 times a game, you tell me he's not going to get over 7.5 yards. So the bet is over 7.5 yards. It's minus 110, which is just a not regular VIG. So if I just say the number over 7.5 yards, just assume it's minus 110. So I'd like that bet as well. Jahan Dotson, this is probably one of my strongest bets, only because I think the Eagles are going to try to get him more involved. And despite Mechie coming in, I still think Dotson's going to be the guy. So I like that bet. What are your thoughts on that one?
I think it's good. I don't know enough about it, really.
Did I sell you on it?
You did not sell me on it because it's just not my forte when it comes to that.
Eagles and the Cowboys. How about this? I think you're probably going down the road that Eagles destroy Dallas. They're going to take out A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith as the game progresses.
I wasn't going to say that, but I do think they destroy Dallas. I have it projected. The line should be 9, right? It started off at 6.5, so it's going up to 8.5 now. I think everyone's kind of jumping on that. I just don't think the game's going to be very close. I think Dallas is going to have it figured out this year. Dak, if he stays healthy, they're going to be fine, but not this game. This game's going to get ugly quick.
It makes me happy. Love ugly games for Dallas, especially when they're playing the Eagles. All right. And then we got one crazy bet. There was nothing extraordinary this week. I wasn't like blown away by much, but we will have a crazy bet of the day. Do not follow me on this. I just want to say that if there's one crazy bet you're going to do, this is it. Dan found it. I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. Saquon over 50 yards receiving. That pays you 12-1. Implied odds, and implied odds, what that means is like the statistics of this actually happening based off what the payout is. So the implied odds tell me that there's about a 7.6% chance this happens.
Put last year in perspective, right? Like using his last year's number, he had a total of 278 yards receiving over 16 games. So his average is about 17.5. So we're asking for about 3 times as much yards in this game.
Did he go off in any? I'm trying to look up his his season.
As far as game by game.
Yeah.
Last year, his best receiving game was 52.
There it is.
That would be good. That was against the Commanders.
Hey man, 2 more, and the Commanders are not they were not a horrible defense last year. They carried that team at some point too. The crazy part is back to Micah Parsons. A lot of edge rushers, they provide that screen bubble So by them coming out wide, it gives you the opportunity to check down and get up the field quick. So we might have a few inexperienced edge rushers that will fall for screen plays. Looks like they're doing something else, and all of a sudden the running back doesn't even make the block, scampers away, makes the catch, and gets yards. You have inexperienced defensive ends filling in for an all-pro. Their expectations are going to be off the charts, and this is where bubble screens come up, and this is where running backs get those yards. So might as well just pay me now, 12-1. I mean, come on now. We'll see how this goes. I like that bet. I'm going to be very, very small on that. So we'll recap the bets again on our social media. You guys can follow us on there. Dan is at DAmbrose04. I'm BShells13 on X. So give us a follow. We'll be posting our bets as we go. We hope you guys follow us and you share with us. If you don't, I don't care. You can have fun with us. You can cry with us. It's going to be educational regardless. So you got anything else for today, man?
Did you want to go over the Chiefs game?
Yeah, one bet from the Chiefs game. We're talking about Friday night football. I know this is not high school. We're talking about a kid from Texas. No.
It is kind of high schoolish though, because apparently we were watching a game on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happening with that. Do we need a YouTube subscription or
no?
Okay, that's good news. All right, well, we don't have to worry about my 7,000 channel IPTV going off.
And that's true. And the good news is you'll be on the same latency as the rest of the world. So congratulations on your one game a year.
Very excited. And Thursday as well. I have Prime, so I get those. And I also get Sunday Night Football. Those are the games that I hammer the end games and make sense, so I can watch it in live time and not have to wait for commercial breaks and pray that I get it in.
I don't think that first game's on Prime, though. It's on NBC. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay, I get NBC too. I'm all right. I'm not worried. Getting into this Friday night game, I was not thrilled with a lot of the bets they had up there. There's a lot of options, actually. The only one that got me going a bit was that Justin Herbert is slated to throw over 225 yards, and that is a straight bet I would take because according to my odds and what I broke down for the year, he's going to be throwing about 250 a game if he wants to hit his 4,200 yards, which I projected him at. In addition to that, obviously the end of last season, they leaned heavier on the throw. I don't know if they're going to continue that. They're probably going to try to get Amari and Hampton moving quick. Najee Harris might be playing. They might try to establish a run game, but the Chiefs are just going to be putting up points, I think. A lot of what we saw this preseason, a lot of people are raising Mahomes again through their rankings. They're saying he's going to be targeting players down the field. Hollywood Brown's alive. Xavier Worthy, we know he can run. They're getting those speedsters back and healthy. We'll see what happens. Rashee Rice is out. Underneath game is going to be obviously Kelsey, but there might be some big plays that the Chargers might need to keep up with. I like the value there. I'm not going to hammer that one. That's probably going to be my third lowest bet of the day. That's not a horrible bet, though. I like that one. What are your thoughts on that, dude?
I agree with you. I think that the over 225 is good. I'm just sitting here looking at your projections that you had made prior to the season. And it's comical because I'm just looking at Justin Fields over 3,850 yards is what you projected. And the sports books have Justin Herbert's over at 3,600 yards. So
look at that.
That is that's impressive that you were able to calculate that out somehow. The game I'm waiting for the most is this Jets Pittsburgh game. I cannot wait.
If you listen to these previous podcasts, this is going to happen all goddamn season because of the goddamn Jets. I can say it right there. It's perfect. But Justin Fields is a fantasy monster. I'm not tooting his praises as an accomplished quarterback. I'm saying that they're going to give him a longer rope than people are anticipating. He's going to put up some good numbers if he can stay healthy.
3,850 yards passing.
That I have him at. Yep, that's what I did. So we'll see what happens.
Herbert, 3,600 and a half is what the sportsbook had him at.
And I got him at 4,200. He was one of the largest value picks.
That is true, too. I will give you that, too. Everybody's got 4,000, essentially. So
not everybody, except for Fields.
Yeah, and your boy Jaden. You have Jaden as well.
Go back, listen to those episodes so you can get all this banter. Otherwise, you're going to see like, what the hell's going on here? Happy you guys hung out. If you enjoyed it, great. Give us a like, subscribe, all that shit. If you want to be a sponsor, coincidentally, we're interested in your money. So if you could go ahead and just follow the links within these podcasts. We have our email there. You can email me. And we'll fit you in. We'll try to. We got a backlog of sponsors just knocking on the door right now. We'll fit you in though, right, Dan? We'll make time for them. What do you say?
I think we are probably just have to about 3 weeks out before anybody can be on the show because of how many.
Well, yeah, that's about right.
How many sponsors we currently have down the pipeline.
It's hard. Maybe we'll do a special fee where we can move them up.
Probably just do an episode reading ads.
This point, why not? Viewership's off the charts. I mean, that's just hand over fist money for the companies.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just going to bring in so much revenue for them. We appreciate you guys hanging out. If you listen to this whole thing and you didn't like it, you got problems. I don't know what else to say. And everybody else, thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you come back for the next ones. Peace.
Dude, Justin Fields, 3,850 yards. That's fucking
You were never
awesome.
going to let...
Different magnetic. Yo, my raps volted, hear my memory banks and never be released. Box cut inside the apple, you in for a treat. Paper cuts in a vicious way, running back, dead giveaway, the handoff, the cease. Reigns, Tony Kukoc, I've been diagnosed with whack rapper symptoms. You might need creatine or cortisone shots.